What's up, kind people of YouTube? My name is Ahmed and welcome back to yet another video. Today, I wanted to talk to you about this absolutely lovely film that I watched over the weekend. It's called Darlings, and man, the film was so much fun to watch. I mean, the storyline was beautiful, the performances were stellar, and the humor was on point. Overall, it was a perfect film to watch, especially with your family. Although I might add, it brings a certain amount of serious topics into the humor that it has. I mean, it is a dark comedy, so keep that in mind while watching this film. First things first, I want to talk about Alia Bhatt's performance as Badru in the film because it is stellar and it is probably one of the best performances of Alia Bhatt's career apart from maybe Razi that I've seen. Two of Alia Bhatt's films came out this year. One was a Sanjay Leela Bansali film, and we all know Sanjay Leela Bansali. There are going to be sets. And the story was okay in that film. I feel that that film could have been better, but that is for another video. This video is about Alia Bhatt's performance in Darlings, and it was perfect. The other actors involved were Vijay Varma, Shefali Shah, and Roshan Matthews. All three of them gave a brilliant performance in the film. Vijay Varma as Hamza was perfect. Shefali Shah as Alia Bhatt's mother was absolutely wonderful. And Roshan Matthews as Zulfi was, well, outstanding. Vijay Varma, I feel, is becoming one of those beloved actors that will be in multiple films from now on, and we will love his character or hate his character depending on how he's performing in the film. Shefali Shah does a brilliant job in any film or TV show that she's in. I would highly recommend that you watch Shefali Shah's Delhi Crime, which is genuinely one of the most heart-wrenching TV shows that I've seen recently. And fun fact, Delhi Crime 2 is coming out this month, so you can watch it right before the second season comes out, unlike me who had to wait 3 years for the second season to come out. I must add that I haven't seen a lot of Roshan Matthews' work. He's primarily a Malayali actor, so my forte there is quite weak, but I will watch quite a few Malayali films. I plan to watch quite a few Malayali films this year, so let's hope on that one real quick. So, what is Darlings about? Well, Darlings is about a love marriage that turns sour. Throughout the film, Alia Bhatt's character Badru has to put up with a lot of things and a lot of antics that Hamza does pull. There were moments in the film where I just went, why? Why are you taking him back? And in fact, Shefali Shah's character does mention that, point that out quite a bit in the film. That was actually quite hilarious when she does that because they were kind of breaking the fourth wall. So that was fun to watch. So how do I sum up this film without spoiling too much for you guys to watch this film? Wait, I know. Darlings is a dark comedy about abuse, trauma, attachments, relationships, and how life is grey and not black and white. Keep all of this in mind when you're watching the film. Another thing that I would like to highlight about the film is how well written the film is and how the writing translates onto the screen. One of the hardest things to do about comedy is to translate the writing onto the screen. In fact, one of the hardest things to do is to translate what is written onto the screen. I mean, I've been struggling with that myself. I hope this video comes out as I wrote it. But if it doesn't, I'm going to leave the link of what I've written down in the description below so you can read it as well and compare the notes. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I'm going to do it. Now, coming back to the film, there were so many moments in the film that were brilliantly written, and I kept thinking if the cast was slightly different, maybe the timing of the film would not have worked because there was an entire scene where there were no dialogues and just, actions done by the actors that conveyed the entire meaning. And I also want to talk about the chemistry of the cast that really made the film stand out and made what the writing is exceptional. Also, props to Jasmeet K. Reen, who has written and directed this film, to actually write such a wonderful script and to translate that onto the screen, which made it so much fun to watch for me. At this point, I also want to talk about the opening sequence of the film because I haven't seen quite a few Bollywood films do an opening sequence the way that this film does. From the opening shot, where Alia Bhatt walks into frame to the point where Vijay Varma walks into frame. We have wonderful opening sequences of the film that perfectly is balanced by the ending of the film, and that kind of creates a very good balance in the film, unlike this frame which is kind of tilty because I'm sitting on one side of the frame. Now that that joke is out of the way, let's talk about the film. In fact, the opening sequence was so good that I almost didn't notice the fact that Alia Bhatt's character's name wasn't mentioned until a point in the film. So that was perfectly done. The passage of time is also smartly used in the film, where we don't explicitly have been told how much time has passed from the opening sequence to the point where Badru and Hamza are actually married. That was done through exposition very smartly. Like most other films, oh yeah, 3 years have passed. The exposition is done so smartly that you don't feel like the exposition is done forcefully, if I can use the word correct. Also pun intended. The final thing that this film deals with that I really want to touch upon before we end this video is the amount of societal problems that the film deals with, because there are so many layers in the film that if you don't talk about it, well, then the film was pointless. So emotional trauma is talked about in the film quite well, and how the characters deal with it, how similar and different all the characters are within the film, how Alia Bhatt's character and how Shefali Shah's character deals with the problems, and how similarly and differently they deal with the same problem or a similar problem, if I can say so. Another thing that the film heavily hinted towards was the trauma that certain characters faced, and that was particularly well done. Another very interesting thing about the film was the grey nature of humankind and how not everything is as it seems. Alia Bhatt's character is inherently a good character, inherently a good person, and she is forced to do things that she does not inherently want to do, but somehow that is justified through the film. Hamza's character is inherently a bad person who is at points a nice person too. So there is no clear black and white like Hamza's character is all bad and Badru's character is all good. But there are very gray areas that this film deals with that makes this film an extremely interesting watch. Overall, would I recommend this film? Yes, I would. It's an extremely well made film, and I would highly recommend that you watch this film. Peace. That's been my time. See you in the next one.